this video I'll show you how I replace my Seiko AGS watch capacitor. So this watch actually runs on a 4M21 movement. As you can see from here, it's an automatic quartz watch, which means it doesn't have any battery, but instead you have a capacitor that charges from the movement and discharge for power. So the problem with this watch is very old, and due to the wear and tear, the capacitor actually discharges very quickly, which means my watch actually runs out of battery or power rather quickly. But it's a very easy and fixable problem. I just need to buy a new capacitor and actually replace the one inside this watch. So the one I got here, it's 30274MY. It's a capacitor made for the movement 4M21. So let's get started. Let's start by removing the strap. And this is a case back that we can use a prying tool to pry open, just like this. Gently do it and pry it. And it's open. So gently open the case back and you'll see the rotor, just like an automatic watch. So use a flathead screwdriver to actually unscrew the rotor, like this. Gently remove the screw and place the rotor somewhere safe. And then there's this wheel that you can just remove like this. And now the capacitor is just right below this plate. So again, use a flathead screw to actually unscrew the screws here. Do it gently, you don't want to break anything. And use a rodico to stick this plate out. And now the capacitor is exposed. So it's time to take out the new capacitor I bought. Again, it's model 30274MY for 4M21 movement. So this is the capacitor itself. And the black color thing is actually a spacer that keeps the capacitor in place. So let's start by actually removing the red color sticker. Do it gently. Use a tweezer to do it. Place it somewhere safe because we need to use it later. Now use a tweezer to actually slowly pry the capacitor out. Yank it, but gently, to remove the capacitor. Okay, now the capacitor is off. Put it somewhere safe. And now let's start by placing the black spacer in first. Slowly, gently drop the spacer in, align it properly. And now with the spacer in, we can now place our capacitor in as well. Do it gently. Connect the pins. This might take some time, some finesse, but you'll get there eventually. Just be patient. Now with the capacitor in, we place the red sticker back in. It's also very small and delicate, so take your time, don't rush. So now the red sticker is in, so make sure everything's in place. Once that's all good, then use a rodico to pick up the plate and align with the screw hole. Also again, gently place it over the red sticker and use the screw to actually screw the plate down. Make sure everything is tight and secure. There's two screws here, so make sure you screw both of them down tightly. So once the capacitor is secured, then you can place this roller gear thing back on. You shouldn't put any force to this, it will just slot right back into it. Now place the rotor back, align with the screw hole, and screw the rotor back onto the movement. Don't put too much force here. It should be screwed down relatively easy. No force is much needed over here. So once you screw back down, double check the rotor is moving freely and everything is in place, no problem. Then can temporarily close the case and check how's the watch moving from the front. So as you can see here, the second hand is sticking, meaning the watch is actually moving correctly and there's existing power within the new capacitor. So the watch is moving perfectly without any problem. So I'm happy with the fix. So before I actually close the case back, I'll just need to re-loop the O-ring to make sure it's properly water resist. Put into this gasket greaser, grease it properly and thoroughly, and place the O-ring correctly and properly back on the case back before we officially close the case back. So now we are ready to close this case back. Now align the logo and the wording correctly, just like how we actually opened just now. And take note, there's actually a gap for the crown. So make sure the gap on the case back is actually aligned as well. So once everything is okay and aligned, just gently pop the case back in, just like this. Alright, just final check before we wrap up everything. Now just to test the power reserve. And the power reserve is showing 20 seconds, which basically means we have 2 to 3 days kind of power reserve, which is excellent. So once everything's okay, we just need to install the strap back on the watch, and we are golden. So take a final look at the watch, and it's ticking powerfully. Alright, this is it for this video. I hope you find this video useful and helps with you in placing your capacitor. So this is actually a very easy fix for those who have a Seiko vintage rod that runs on a capacitor, and it essentially turns your vintage Seiko watch into a new watch, power reserve wise, and I'm really happy with the outcome of this watch fix. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. Feel free to ask me any question. I'm happy to help in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.